Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing an Ezreal game, as apparently I don't have one yet. And Ezreal is played by Kai Van Strike XD, who is duo queuing with Nunu here. And I'm not sure whether they are on any form of voice chat, but we will see that soon enough, as they will be able to coordinate their ganks a little bit easier. So Nunu is going to jungle, apparently. At least he has smite, and I wouldn't know what else you need smite for. So the enemy team doesn't have a jungler, which means they will have some trouble holding a 1v2 lane normally. But we will have to see. Of course, there are plenty of characters that can, or champions that can hold off a 1v2 lane pretty easily, and shouldn't have, well, too much difficulty doing that. And by doing so, you let the enemies push in to your turret, so that Nunu, or well, any other jungler really, can come in to gank you. There is a really early ward out, which is totally useless, because by the time that the minions spawn, it will have about, I don't know, 1 minute left on it, something like that. So yeah, I don't know why you would put it this early. And yeah, somebody is going to have to help Nunu with this blue. Well, not have to, but it's a good plan. And yeah, they are switching the lanes here, so they have 2 on top and 1 on the bottom, which is normally not the way to do it, because you want to guard dragon, and you want to make sure that if you ward dragon and the enemy jungler is coming in to kill dragon, you want to have some assistance from the bottom lane to make sure that they don't get dragon. So I'm assuming here that he helped out. I wasn't actually paying attention, but I know he came from the blue, so I'm assuming that he got the first hit there. Good thing to do, because it makes it so much easier for Nunu to actually jungle, or to start off his jungle at a high life. And do we have Rammus might be jungling, but yeah, well, I only see one champion here, that's why I'm wondering where the other one is. So anyway, Ezreal, I do have a game where I play him myself when I just bought him, and it isn't a very good game, so I'm really glad that someone sent in an Ezreal game, and I can actually see a little bit more on how he's played. Of course I do know how he's played, because the high ELO players play him all the time, because he is really good. He is only, well, you need a reasonable ping, because he's based on all skill shots, which is good, because it means that whoever is playing him actually needs to play him a couple of times in order to, well, play him well. Yeah, Ezreal can be both an AD and an AP character. All of his skills scale off of AP, but by just going AD, so damage only, you have a good auto attack, which is increased by your innate ability, which, well, I will discuss in a minute. But also your Q is scaling heavily with AD, and having just one skill is enough to, well, to basically win you the game with. Because his Q skill is so incredibly strong that you can actually use it to do most of your damage, and you can use the rest as utility spells. Well, I'll discuss the spells a little bit while we see them, yeah, just farming up and probably just poking a little bit at each other. And yeah, not doing too much else for now, but that's okay, because it's early game. So first of all, Rising Spell Force, the innate ability. Every time you hit one of your abilities, so you hit an enemy, you gain 10% attack speed. If you hit multiple enemies with one spell, for example with your ultimate, you get multiple stacks, so it can go up to 5 quite quickly. Then his Q, the Mystic Shot, to me, because I like to play him as AD, because well, it offers some more benefits than AP. But if you go AD, this is your skill. It's basically a skill shot with single target, or which can hit a single target, and it applies on a hit effect, so you can get lifesteal off of it and things like that. As we see them going in and almost getting killed here, but still has health potion left, so no reason to go back yet. And what's his name? Veigar is pretty low as well. So, oh, yeah, Nunu is not keeping up his health, so he cannot actually come into gank. Nunu bought the counter jungle set instead of the jungle set. So instead of going for the armor with health pots, he went for one ward's boots and health pots, and therefore he is now pretty low on health. Otherwise he could have had his first kill here, because this is an easy kill as Nunu, because you can just run in with your ghost, which he probably has. Oh, actually getting killed there. Wow. Yeah, that obviously is the risk of staying in at low health. Now Nunu actually packs Flash, don't know why. Flash with the ultimate of course is quite good, but for ganking purposes, Ghost is a lot better. Of course you do have a built-in Ghost, which many people use as such. So I guess it's a decent choice. I like both of them, but yeah, I personally prefer to go Ghost, because Ghost gives you an incredible running speed early game, especially with Blood Boil, which is basically your built-in Ghost. And yeah, it makes ganking so much easier. So in this case he could have ran in, used the Ice Blast, and then, well, they have two champions to focus down Veigar, who was at, I don't know, 1/3 health. And yeah, you could have easily gotten that kill, but yeah, unfortunately not happening, and instead Ezreal got killed, because well, Veigar is pretty strong, and well, he can do a lot of damage if you don't have any magic resist, and obviously no magic resist yet. So anyway, the W then, because there's, oh yeah, if you hit someone with your Q, I knew there was something else, you actually get 1 second off of all of your cooldowns. So that means that, yeah, you get basically a lot more utility from your spells by getting that, by hitting your Q. That's also why I like to go AD, because your Q is the spell you want to hit the most, or you want to use the most, because it helps you charge down the lower the cooldowns on your other spells, basically. Can't speak all of a sudden. Then Essence Flux, your W, is, yeah, we saw it multiple times already. It is versus champion spell only. Oh, very nice. He actually hit him there. And yeah, that was a very nice amount of damage that came out of that. Even without anything, I mean, nothing here yet. But anyway, the Essence Flux, yeah, only hits champions, as I said. Oh, get out of there. That was a really long stun. I don't know where Ashe is, but nobody around. Then why would you shoot the arrow like that? I mean, she could have just ran into the bush here and fired the arrow and get at least 3 basic attacks off, and yeah, that would have been a kill. But yeah, it's of course very nice to hit long range arrows, but doesn't do anything in this case. Unless there's someone to actually finish it off. Nobody would teleport on this team, nope. Everyone has flash, except for Sona. Yeah, this one is actually, yeah, you can use it in two ways if you go AP. Which, well, we will see some AP on him, I guess. Oh no, you can still build mana immune from this. No, never mind. So if you go AP, your W is actually going to do some nice damage, but if you go AD, it just does the flat damage, and you use it as a utility spell, basically to slow down the enemies. Yeah, that wasn't the right way to run. Who almost dying there. Fortunately, he didn't have any AP yet, or he would have died. Because the ultimate from Veigar actually scales on the enemy's AP. And there's a... yeah, obviously there was an arrow coming in. Dodging the arrow there. Very nice. Anyway, yeah, it can hit multiple targets, by the way. So then your E spell, it is basically your only non-skill shot, in so far that it actually locks onto a target. You just don't get to choose the target. So you get to choose it in in such a sense that you can teleport with it. So it's basically a flash. There it is. And if there's one unit in range, it will attack that unit, but otherwise it will attack the closest unit to where you teleported to. And well, you can reasonably assume that you can hit a certain target, but you cannot always get the target you want. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's you can use it, as I said, for two things. You can either use it as a flash, which you do if you're going AD, so attack damage, and if you're going for ability power, you can use it for damage as well. Then, yeah, the ultimate, we saw it already. It is a large projectile, I guess, which can damage multiple targets, and yeah, it's mainly used to clear up minion waves or finish someone off on the other end of the screen, or someone who's running away, or something like that. It doesn't do too much damage. I mean, it does 350 magic damage, it says here, but yeah, if you hit multiple targets with it, it diminishes quite quickly. I mean, it's 8% less damage. Oh, come on, flash! Yeah, too late. So you can see that Veigar actually is based on cooldowns, and once he has all the cooldowns he can do a lot of damage, but then he has to wait for quite some time to actually get the cooldowns back up, or get his spells back up, and yeah, unfortunately didn't get out of the range of the spells there. So everybody going very... oh, there's the arrow. Didn't hit anyone. So almost hitting Ezreal there. So it seems that everybody's going for offensive items here, or well, rather non-survivable items. No survivability in anyone. Well, I guess Nunu a little bit now. Health and health. But that's about it. On the enemy team, Janna has a catalyst, which is nice. And even, yeah, well, Rammus has Doran's shield because he's probably not in lane. So we haven't seen him yet. Don't know if he's jungling because he doesn't have smite, and well, smite, although not a prerequisite for... oh, he really doesn't have anything yet. Although it's not a prerequisite for jungling, It's not necessary to have it. It does speed up the jungling by a whole lot. It lets you jungle with higher life totals, and it will allow you to smite the dragon and the baron, thereby making it a lot harder for the enemy to steal it. And all in all, it is well, it is really a must-have spell. As I said, it's not necessary, but you should really take it anyway. Getting engaged on here, and is he actually going to get out? No, he's getting taunted and actually dies. So fortunately Sona can pick up one of the kills here. And is she going to pick up the other one? No, he's gone. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, 1-for-1 trade is still okay, but yeah, it is unfortunate. It's always unfortunate to see enemies get away at really low health. So getting another Mackie pendant and probably going for the what's the staff called? I don't know. Because we see that a lot on hang on, let me check. Archangel staff. Just remembered. But we see that a lot on well, characters that are hybrids, so you can use AP and AD on. It is yeah, you can go for both of the mana increasing ones. So when you have a high mana total, you can actually use that for your damage and for your AP. And we have some lag here. Not my lag, but in the replay. So not a whole lot going on here. Taking the early game to do a lot of farming and harassing of the enemy champion. Doesn't have a whole lot of minion kills here compared to the solo lanes or the duo lanes. And Garen actually has had some trouble probably with his 1v2 lane, if that indeed was the case, because I still don't know if Rammus was actually in a lane. He is now, but anyway, Veigar doing a good job of getting the stuns off, and Ezreal could do a better job of using the oh, actually saving Garen there with her ultimate. It's always nice if people help you. Come on, Garen, give her a thank you. That was a really nice thing to do from Sona. Or no, what's she called? Janna, of course, Janna. Can't remember all of these names. It's such a stupid thing. Yeah, not a whole lot going on, as I said. But that's mainly because, well, this game has gone from well, 2 champions that go up 1v1 into, well, 3 champions mid, and that just doesn't do anything at this point in the game. So nobody can attack the other team now, because, well, you cannot attack into the turret, but the other team cannot attack back because it's 1v3 or 2v3. And now it is 3v3, so now it's becoming a little more interesting to watch this middle lane. But still, yeah, they aren't really harassing the enemy like they should, because, well, they aren't. They should be, because Ezreal has all harassment skills, and Italy has at least 2 harassment skills, not counting the ones that, well, I guess, yeah, she has 2 harassment skills. Her javelin toss and the trap. And Sona, well, her abilities are quite long ranged. She also has a slow in her power chord. And all in all, she can do quite a lot of harassment. Well, not as much as the other two, but still. So another arrow to the face here for Nidalee in this case, but nobody to follow it up with because Ashe is still in the bottom lane. Just shoot a random arrow. Really not worth it, mana wise or just skill wise, because it has quite a long cooldown. It's about 60-second cooldown. It's not one of the skills you can actually use to harass. Harass skills have more like this one, a 3.5-second cooldown, because if you actually hit, it reduces the cooldown by 1 second, so it's 3.5 seconds, not 4.5. Yeah, 4 enemies against 3 of them. Probably not the best way to get experience, but it is safe, of course, if you're with 4 enemies in one lane. Oh, almost getting the kill there. That was a huge damage spear from or javelin from Nidalee, and a total miss from Sona's ultimate. So Ashe has come in here. Yeah, nobody's picking up any experience except for the Nunu, who is still jungling, and which is good, of course. But they should really pressure this bottom lane, and well, once this goes up to the middle, they should pick that up as well. Of course, you can also push this lane. There's no problem in that because, well, they have 4 champions mid all the time. Doing some good job here, trying to harass at least, and trying to keep up with the minions. So getting the last hits on the minions. Of course, it is quite difficult to farm up to a large amount if you're with 3 champions in the same lane. And of course, it is a skill that requires some well, some work. You really have to learn to get last hits, and it is really difficult in the beginning to know when to time your auto attacks to get the last hits. Of course, it is really easy when you start using your skills, but when you use your skills, your problem is that you get, well, your skills won't be available when you need them, either because of cooldown or because of mana. Because your skills, of course, take a lot of mana, and especially early game, that can be a problem. So doing some excellent harassment by now. It's just a shame that everybody is here. It's they should really make use of the fact that yeah, we saw that coming. And Ashe actually getting out. But you should really make use of the fact that you're pushing this lane by pushing another lane, because the enemy will be afraid to move away from this lane to guard the other lane, and then you get free experience or free jungle or whatever you want. And yeah, it's really more of a mind game than an actual real strategy. It probably won't work when you get to the higher elo, but trying to get or to push multiple lanes at the same time, it makes it really hard to defend. Oh, almost getting the kill there on Janna, and almost getting the kill on Veigar. That's, yeah, they're just too close to the turret to really do anything, and so it seems that they're getting all of these almost kills, but it is so easy for their opponents to just run back and go do something else. And yeah, that's why it's better to let them push, let your jungler come in for a gank, and even late game, if you let them push your lane, it is still dangerous for them. So in this case, because, well, the enemy just is all at this turret, there's no real problem for them, for the green team. But if someone comes in through this route and tries to come in from the side, it is of course rather difficult to defend. 2 kills, nice, nice, nice. And they finally get the turret, so now they should push in to get the Ashe. And nobody pushes in. Yeah, as soon as the turret falls, you have this brief period of time where the enemy is undefended. And yeah, you can focus them down. Of course, the enemy can do the same to you. But at that moment, they're undefended, there's no turret anymore. And if they stayed in too long, so if they don't fall back before the turret falls, then you can actually get some kills because of that. So going 1 and 4 here early game, not the best, but it's okay. Of course, we would like to see some more of the well, the regular gameplay from Ezreal, which is basically trying to hit as many of your skill shots as possible and actually succeeding. Now he has been doing a good job of landing his essence flux, and the mystic shot, well, that's you can use that to farm, especially if you have over 2000 mana. You should use it to farm. And for the rest, yeah, he is doing a decent job. I mean, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's a really difficult champion to go up against Vigar with, and you should really use your skill shots to farm. And early game, that is rather difficult because you're low on mana. And yeah, I don't know what Sona was doing there. She actually used her flash, or her ghost, sorry, and then didn't do anything. And she wasn't, yeah, she was chasing someone, but yeah, I don't know. Guess this just isn't a very high elo match, and that's fine. We can see some really nice patterns here of what happens in low elo matches. And well, for example, the fact that they have been in the middle lane for most of the game, that's really something you don't see in high elo, because the side lanes give you just as much experience. And this Vigar is dead, or he should be dead, and he's still alive. How did he survive that? Yeah, well, nobody hit him. That's probably the main reason for him staying alive. And yeah, Garen just running in all alone and apparently dying just like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's not, as I said, it's not a very exciting match because they keep pushing the lane way too much. And if they just fall back to here, then the enemy has to follow them if they want to still get experience. And then you have all the chances in the world to get kills. And finally, Sona is going to pick up this. So they're all focusing on the one champion they shouldn't focus, because, well, as you can see, Nunu has quite a lot of health and magic resist and such. Get this. Come on. Yeah, Nunu dies finally. And of course the whatever his name is survives, Vigar. Because even though he's low health, nobody seems to be attacking him. And Sona has been pushing this lane, but is now running away because, well, it seemed at least that there were at least 2 coming from her, for her. And indeed, it's only 2, so probably a good deal to get away. Yeah, what can I say? This guy should probably be killed if he's... yeah, well, he probably healed up and it's probably a glitch in the system. Yeah, he did. Either that or he just healed for 1400 hit points.